Hey up YouTube. It's a long time coming, but I did my first ever talk about 3-4 weeks ago to the Rotary Club in Knutsford. Did a bit on sort of exercise and nutrition. It was kind of a big goal of mine since I started out in the industry to start doing these talks, to get my message across, hit an audience. Obviously, you're talking to a load of people in one time, so it's a great opportunity for people to sort of understand what you're about. It's one of them where it's like, set yourself goals, achieve them, and then set yourself bigger goals. So like now I'm thinking I need to start going into unis, trying to sort of get to a bigger scale kind of things, start doing stuff in Manchester. So that'll be pretty exciting if I start doing things like that. Obviously it was like 4 weeks ago, so I apologise because I've been very tied under with work, starting my new job, and with YouTube videos. So I can finally say like I'm completely caught up with all my stuff now, all my videos. So expect there to be some more like sort of vlog kind of things coming up. More sort of videos covering some good topics. In terms of this talk, I apologise because I recorded the audio. I bought a new Rode mic and connected it to my Nikon camera, and only to find out that it doesn't support external audio. So we're just going to have to run with the audio that was on this Sony camera, and I put it it wasn't right next to me because obviously I wanted to film myself doing the talk. So the audio isn't ideal, it's a bit echoey, but just stick with it. And I just ask you to do two things, and that is to just drop the video a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And apart from that, I will catch you in the next video. Please enjoy the talk, and I will see you very, very soon.
Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start off with everyone just come up onto your feet. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play a little game to start off with, okay? So I'm going to say a few things, and what I want you then to do is sit down if you haven't done them, okay? So the first thing is, do you count your calories? Sit down if you did any form of exercise today. Okay, well that didn't work because we're all still sit down. Okay, so that's good because that shows to me that like you're all getting out there and you're all doing any form of exercise, if that be that walking, swimming. What I wanted to point out is that currently at the moment the NHS are spending an estimated £6 billion a year on obesity related incidents, which is more than the police and the fire services. So it is something in this country we are really bad for, and it really needs sorting because we cannot be spending that much money on people just eating too much food and not getting outside and doing enough exercise. So a little bit of an introduction on me. As well as I said before, we met through Cottons. I worked there for the last year, and literally in the last week I have moved to Pure Gym in Manchester city centre in a sort of way to hit a bit of a bigger audience and get out there and try and introduce myself to more people. I try and hit a global kind of market by promoting myself through social media, so I heavily put myself through Instagram and YouTube especially. And something I often get asked, especially initially to be honest from my dad, was why did you want to be a personal trainer? It is such a saturated market. And to be honest, my answer is simple. I wanted to help people. I want to have a positive impact on as many people's lives through health and fitness. It improves so much more than just your physical fitness, but it's also your mental well-being, your confidence to think, you know what, I can actually do this. There's a lot of bad PTs in this market and a lot of bad advertising of the next best weight loss solution, the next best thing, the quick solutions, and at the end of the day, all that matters is your total calories, and that you can really delve further into nutrition and you can go into all your different timings, your different macronutrients. But if your plan isn't to be stepping on stage in the next 12 months in your swim trunks, don't bother. You're going to just be wanting to lose that little bit of fat, and all you should be caring about is your total calorie goal and just getting outside and doing a little bit more movement. Think of it in a way of setting a budget So if you overspend on some days, i.e. you overspend your calories and you eat a little bit too much, underspend on the other days. So then on the next day, reduce your calorie intake, and then it's going to balance out over the week, over the month. What I said before about people selling you all these weight loss solutions, there's so many things out there at the moment, like intermittent fasting, low carb diets, keto diets, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, and at the end of the day, all these methods mean is less calories. And you might say, well, yeah, surely I've just contradicted myself and I'm saying it's less calories, so you're going to actually lose weight. But it's not sustainable. It doesn't teach you about portion control. It doesn't teach you about what foods are bad foods. So that is where flexible nutrition comes in, and you actually learn to play with food, understanding what actually certain foods go into, how many calories are in certain foods, and then that is what creates this sustainable lifestyle. So in one of the questions I was going to ask was if anyone has heard of MyFitnessPal, has anyone heard of MyFitnessPal? That's good. Do you use it? Brilliant. So MyFitnessPal basically makes your life easy, and what else we want to make our lives easier. So it is literally a food diary app that tracks everything for you. So with me talking about flexible nutrition and diets and your calories and everything, it just works everything out for you. So all the hard work's done, you just put your food into it. It's even got a scanning option now where you literally scan the back of a barcode and it pops up with all the nutritional value, the calories, so it just makes things easy. I'm not saying you have to do this forever because it can get boring and tedious, but what you'll start to understand is how much is in certain food that you will have never thought about, and how much, say, salt can be in certain things that you never really considered before, and then next time you go to eat it, you might think second about it and think, actually maybe I should be.
Do you have to fill it in as you go in the line?
Yeah, so what I was going to say, when you download it, it will ask you a questionnaire which, if things like your age, your gender, height, weight, your activity level. The problem is don't take this figure literally, because it is obviously general. It doesn't know your life, it doesn't know how much you're doing on certain days. So you've got to just take this as a guide and then put it through a bit of a trial period. So then when you go out there, see how you feel over the next couple of weeks. Have you been losing weight? Have you been putting on weight? And then you can adjust accordingly, because it's very easy to just play about with those settings. Coming back to like the whole food point, and you've got your food diary and all the methods that people sell you, to put it as simple as possible. Has anyone got a dog?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever had the dog where they've taken it to the vet and they've said, he's a bit on the porky side at the moment, you need to... But what they tell you, all you need to do is bring its food back a little bit and take it on longer walks. They don't tell you, don't let him eat after 6, only let him eat in an 8-hour window, and that's what I mean. It's simple, but people in the industry overcomplicate things because they're trying to sell you something. Coming on to a bit of exercise. So movement really is the key to a healthy life. When you're moving, you get fluid pumping around your joint, which then lubricates your joint, which allows for greater movement. But I'm not telling you have to get out and 24/7 you need to be in the gym. It's more important doing little and often. I've got here that I want you to increase your NEAT, which is basically your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's things like, it's things that aren't things like sleeping, eating, or sport-based activity, i.e. going for a walk. So go for a walk instead of driving to the shops. You're going to increase your expenditure throughout the day, coming on to that budget point of you spending a little bit more. Sorry, you're earning more and then you can spend more, i.e. you're eating a little bit more. That's going to come us on to a little bit. I've just thrown a few workouts together for you. They're all sticking to something similar, and they're all things that you can do in the comfort of your own home. What I was saying before about movement is people take walking for granted. I was saying this just before, like people think, oh, if you're not in the gym doing running or something, what's the point? Walking is so much more beneficial to people than they think it is. And bringing on to that movement point, it's the case of with the whole fluid pumping around your joints, the more you move, the more you can move, and the less you move, the less you can move. It's all in a circle, and it all just keeps developing on top of itself. So the sort of final point we're going to finish on is how doing physical fitness, it will also help to improve your mental well-being. When you work out or even go for a walk, it releases chemicals in your brain called endorphins, which then react with the receptors, and that creates that positive feeling in your body. And that's why genuinely people that exercise more tend to be happier individuals. And at the end of it sounds very cliche, but exercise has taught me that I can achieve anything I want to in life, because you just have to take time, be patient, be consistent, and you will achieve your goals, because it helps with the whole confidence thing, that when you're testing your body on a mental and physical way, you then start to think differently in everyday life, and then you're applying what you do in the gym or outside to everyday life. It's helping your confidence of, yeah, you know what, I can do this. And I was saying before as well, like, this is my first time doing one of talk like this, but it was a goal of mine when I set out in the industry, because it's a way of meeting so many new people and getting my point across, where, as I said, there's so much wrong with this industry, but it can be so good. I even said to Mark before, he asked how long does it take me to qualify, and this is what I think is a joke, is it was 6 weeks for me to qualify as a PT, which is why there's such a problem in this industry, because too many people are qualifying in 6 weeks and then selling you diet methods that last two weeks. As soon as you come off it, you crash and you're back to where you started. You haven't actually changed your lifestyle and actually learn how to implement things into your everyday life. And that's kind of the finishing point. And then, thank you very much.